I'm the founder of the Power of Play. We are a Canadian non-for-profit, and our work is around children mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And we do that by building playgrounds. And you might ask, like, what has playground to do anything with mental health?
Mm-hmm.
And play has such a vital role in children's development. We'll get that to that later if you have some question about it. And about what I study and where I am today, it was a big question for myself
Mm-hmm.
and for my families and my friends. I was one of
Yeah.
those that I would jump from one degree to another, from
Right.
one job to another, and I could not settle on anything. And I started from Iran, Persia. I started business management back
Mm-hmm.
home. And then I came to Canada. I continued business management, and I always wanted to get to design. So then I switched to industrial design.
Yeah.
As I was studying that, like, oh, I really want to get into automotive. So I just switched and I went to automotive technology. And then from the other, I just want to build homes. That's where I get my real estate license. And then I start studying about architect as well. And that was as far as the studies went. And then with job as well, I was just keep switching from one thing to another. And I was constantly hearing from my family, my friends, like, Reza, find one thing and
Yeah.
go with it. Like, if by now you have just keep doing one of the thing or one of the education you have gotten somewhere, I'm better. But I'm really grateful for myself for not settling down
Yeah.
and just being on a quest. And I just turned 40, and I founded the Power of Play in when I was 33. You know, talked to a lot of friends like, I am like turning 30 and I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like, perfect. I have
Yeah.
an opportunity to meet some really amazing, powerful people along the way, and so many of them that I talked to, they said we had no clue on what we want to do with our life till we were about 40 years old.
Yeah.
So if I have one message is, if you're trying to find what you want to do with your life, just
Mm-hmm.
be on a quest. There's no rush.
Yeah.
It's much better you do few years of what you really love to do than doing, decades of things that you don't care about. I grew up in Iran, in Persia, and the first few years of my life was during the war.
Wow.
So I remember that where we live, we used to get bombs. We used to go stay in the bunkers, and it was pretty chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, the study shows that people that they grow up in a hostile environment, they usually either go into addiction or sometimes they go to adrenaline. Kind of,
Mm-hmm.
they want this thrill in life. And I went to adrenaline. So I
Yeah.
was always, seeking adventures and trying to do extreme sport. And during doing all that, I had a few close call, and I had a couple of near death experience.
Wow.
My last accident, I was speed flying, and speed flying, you jump from, like, winter time, you wear a ski, and then you have a wing above you, and you ski with that wing. When you come to the cliff, you fly, and then you ski again. Summertime, we jump off rocks, like a base jumping, and you go between canyons and whatnot.
Mhm.
So I jump, my wing had a malfunction, I crashed.
Oh my gosh.
Coming down, I was like, "Oh, this is it."
Wow.
And I had a few friends watching, and they thought that's it. That's bye bye with Reza. And I walked away just with a concussion. The way the where I
Oh,
fall into the trees and tumbled, it just saved me. And I really had a hard time coping with it and understanding, like, how am I alive? And 2 days after my accident, a good friend of mine, Kyle, who was the legend of speed flying here, he had a very similar accident, but he passed away.
oh my God.
Um,
So yeah.
yeah, and about a week later, his daughter was born,
Wow.
and that's where I just couldn't make sense of it anymore. Like, how is it that Kyle, that he is a pro is not here for his daughter, and
Mm,
life is giving me an opportunity again to be here.
yeah.
Um, I went to a very dark space, had all kind of thoughts, didn't want to even live, and then at one point, like, you know what, life gave me an opportunity. Let's go on a quest and like really dig into it. So I wanted to really separate myself from all people and all the noises around me, so I can hear my inside sound and inside voice better. So I choose to go to live in Amazon forest on my own. Um, was beautiful, but is anything but quiet. Amazon forest is really loud with all the animals and everything. So it was great. Like when I was there, I got that the connection with me growing up in Iran, and when I was there, like how my childhood was and
Mm,
what was my escape. And as I was getting this light bulb, I went to Bolivia and I lived in La Paz, the capital, which is really busy place. And I saw a lot of children. They live in the street and they work in the street. They beg, they sell things. And I really got curious that what is it like to be a kid living in the street. So I
yeah.
spent a week with these kids, and I would just wake up every day, just hang out around them, and see their lives. And I really saw that those children were not children.
Yeah.
They were waking up and trying to just make it. And for a
Mm,
kid to be kid, they need to play. And my escape during the war, during that darkness, was play. I used to get my cousin and play. And I thought if Kyle was here, he would be playing with his daughter. He would teach so many things to his daughter that he did. And he was the biggest player. He was always playing,
mm,
and that's what I got. That's what I got my answer. I got my calling. Like I can bring the opportunity of play for kids, and that's simply by building a playground. That's what playground is. Playground is a space for kids to be kids, and that's also where everything came to make sense. I feel like as much as my life didn't make so much sense until then, it made a lot of sense. As if
it
my
all comes together.
yeah, as if my life by a design. I study business management now. We are managing our organization. We are global. We have now volunteers in many countries. I
Mhm,
study architect and construction. We're building, we're constructing the playground. I study design. I design the playgrounds. I study automotive. We use a lot of car parts to build our playground. We upcycle them, so it all made sense.